Another day here in sunny San Diego, another video. If you don't know, I do videos every single week. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you probably should. I'm just saying. Now, as some of you may know, the Polaroid OneStep 2 has been out now for almost a year. It came out last year in October. It's now September, but people have had their hands on it since that time. So we'll go ahead and call it a year since it's been out. And on YouTube, you can find tons of videos of people unboxing that camera and reviewing that camera right when it first came out. You know, going through all the features that came with the camera, stuff that was in the box, all that stuff. And those are great, don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for that. But in my personal opinion, until you've been with something or been with someone for a year, because that's a good amount of time, right? That's how we can really know if something is good. And let's just get right into it. Having the update on the camera, I have to say, I was probably wrong about some things. So, with that being said, let's get into reviewing the Polaroid OneStep 2 a year later. My personal camera is the OneStep 2 in the graphite black, and I chose that camera because I just thought it looked better than the white. Aesthetically, it holds up amazing, and I judge camera quality or, you know, giving it an update score based off of a couple of things. One would be the durability of the camera, and the other thing would be the image quality that I'm getting from my shots that come out of the camera. So initially, when the Polaroid OneStep 2 came out, I was pretty critical about it. I was a bit skeptical. I didn't know what to expect, right? I thought that the vintage Polaroid cameras that had been out before worked just fine, and I was, you know, I had an opinion. I'll even link a video above that you can see where I talk about what I think about that Polaroid during that time, and kind of some pros and cons that I had to the camera. But I will say the durability of this camera it's ridiculous. You know, when I'm shooting with the instant camera, one of the issues that I run into with some of the older ones is they almost feel plasticky. They almost feel like a toy, and I feel like I need to be careful with it. I need to shield it from any damage, or I have it keep it tight to my body, or make sure no one's bumping into it, or I'm not bumping into something. I've bumped this camera, the OneStep 2. I've dropped it. I've thrown it in backpacks. Let me tell you, the durability is amazing. It holds up extremely well. A year later, after using all of the buttons on the camera, the shutter button, you know, film door buttons, the self timer, nothing has an issue. None of the buttons feel any different. It feels just like it does on day one when I took the camera out of the box. One thing I will say is I thought initially, because it was on the 2 type of battery system, right? You could plug it into the wall and charge it, or you could just use the battery that's in the film. I thought it was gonna be a pain in the butt having to try to make sure that camera was charged all the time. I was excited that there was 2 different film options, the I-type film in the yellow box or the blue 600 film. I was excited that we had options there. But what I have noticed is, in my own personal opinion, is I just buy the 600 film because I never know what camera I want to grab for the day, whether I wanted to grab my OneStep 2 or I want to grab the vintage camera. So the charging issue or the having to worry about making sure the camera charged, again, it's just something that just doesn't exist for me, because I said I always grab the 600 film and I always have, you know, that fresh film with the battery, so that's never an issue for me. The only thing that I've done to kind of maybe upgrade the camera was I upgraded my camera strap on my OneStep 2. I'll link the video above here so you can check out and see how I did that. But I did that for me just to add a little bit more comfort while I'm out shooting with the OneStep 2 all day for a couple of hours. But that comes down to personal preference, and it really has nothing to do with, again, the durability or the image quality. And the image quality of the OneStep 2 is amazing. You're not really seeing prints being damaged, at least in my opinion. I'm seeing even spread of all the chemicals and the develop time. Again, I think it's just going to continue to be improved as Polaroid continues to make and improve on the film. And again, last but not least, not that this matters, but again, looks wise, this camera looks just as good as it did when I took it out the box a year ago. Again, I chose mine in the black because I liked it over the other colorways. At the time, you could only get white, but now you have the white or you have the mint. You are gonna pay a little bit extra money just for that mint green paint. So if that's worth it to you, hey, to each their own. But for me, I like the black. Even if it does get dirty or it gets scratched or it gets scuffed, the darker colors usually tend to hide dirt a little bit better than the white. But because of the material that the camera is made out of, you're not gonna really see too much dirt. And if you do see dirt, it's too easy to get a warm, extremely damp cloth and just wipe that off, so that way you don't damage any of the parts that are on the camera like that. And with that, there's the update. A year ago, I was skeptical. I was a skeptic. And now I would definitely say that I am a fan. Leave a comment below and let me know how your Polaroid OneStep 2 is holding up. If you've had it for a year, maybe you've had it a little bit less, let me know below how it's holding up for you. And if you don't shoot Polaroid, let me know in the comments below what your daily shooter is, whether that's your iPhone or whether that's a digital camera or it's an instant camera. Let me know below. I'd love to hear what you're shooting with. Again, I put videos out every single week, so if that's something that you're into, you should definitely consider subscribing. Until the next video, I will see you guys later.